T-Force from 1994. A cop gets a new partner, but the partner is a robot? What? Theme song.
Cartoons Reviews! Cartoons Reviews!
Alright, if you do want to watch T-Force, check the links in the description below. A couple weeks ago, I was at Half Price Books. They had a couple of these sci-fi 4-packs. And normally I kind of avoid these, especially now since so many of them are online. But they were $1 each, so I figured why not. And I did check to make sure none of them were by the Asylum. At least they don't seem to be. And so I'm going to take rip off Zach Romero, who used to do a series of reviews called The Final 30, where he would watch he had one of those big 20 or 50 pack movie things, and he'd watch the last half hour of each one to see if they were worthwhile. He seems to have stopped doing reviews, but I'm going to rip him off, and I'm going to be doing an occasional series where I review the movies on these 4-packs. I've got a couple other ones too. So the first one was T-Force, starring Jack Scalia and Aaron Gray. Aaron Gray, from Buck Rogers. Jack Scalia, he's definitely one of those, it's that guys who's been in a lot of stuff. So T-Force is pretty standard. I mentioned, he gets a new partner. That actually is sort of in the second half of the movie. The first half of the movie is we're in the future, and there's a hostage situation, and they send in Jack Scalia, whatever his character's name is.
Christ, Jack, where you been?
Busy doing my job, Sergeant. Look, I got a couple punks on booked and sent downtown.
Where's that tape? Well, where are they?
That's a good question.
Knowing you, they're probably in the trunk.
Sergeant wins a beer.
But they also send in these robot cyborgs, androids. They're not cyborgs. I think they're all robots. So they're android police keepers. So, and there's a hostage situation, and the androids end up taking out the bad guys, but they also kill some hostages. And of course, our main hero is not happy. And Aaron Gray is the mayor, and she's like, we're shutting it down.
Those were technical errors.
Technical errors? Jesus Christ.
No, Doctor. Those were hostages. 6 hostages. 6 people with families. Those were not technical errors.
Now, the movie really plays out like a pilot, but I can't really find any evidence that that's what it was. And so after that, the T-Force goes rogue. They're like, we want to live. So there's a little bit of, are we alive? Are there robots? Do they have feelings? One of the T-Force, named Cain, I don't know if that's supposed to be a reference to like Cain and Abel, he decides, no, I'm not going rogue. So he's the one that ends up to help apprehend the other androids. He ends up becoming a partner with our main character, who, of course, has earlier said, I hate robots.
No, sir. Robots have been the worst thing to happen to us since free world trade, Dick. They have ruined the American work ethic.
Which is kind of weird, because later on, we see him doing, like, cyber sex with this kind of reminded me of Uncle Lumpy from the Star Wars Holiday Special. And the VR helmet he has on is really ridiculous. But he's like, okay, he's okay, having cyber sex with VR women, but a robot woman, no, that's across the line. But of course, he teams up with Cain, and in a surprise turn of events that nobody saw coming, he learns to respect him and learns to like him, and they become friends. There are, of course, hijinks where he will say something, he doesn't say this, but like, go jump off a bridge, and the robot does it because he takes things literally. Now, The only interesting thing is this sort of talk about, are the robots alive? Are they capable of growth? One of the funniest scene is the robots, the androids are on the run. They're hiding out someplace, and they find a porn mag.
What are these two people doing?
It appears as though they're procreating.
Can we procreate?
And they decide to go outside. There's the male and one of the female ones. They're like, think we could do this? So they go outside, they get naked, and because even though it was made in the early 90s, we get it. Yeah, that's right. Sultry saxophone. While they get it on. Yeah. So the action's pretty decent. They must have had a deal with the candy breakaway glass, or they must have had one of the stuntmen's like, I'm really good at falling out of windows, because they do it a lot. So there's lots of throwing people out windows. The program that the bad guys use at the start to hack into the building when they're holding people hostage, that's totally not just a ClarisWorks word processing document at all. It's not a word processing program. I don't know why you think it looks like one. It's high tech. But the movie doesn't really do anything special. I'm just going to give it one thumb up. Feels like a pilot. Sultry saxophone. Feel the quiet storm. And like and subscribe and hit that bell.